The alien fleet hovered above Earth, their commanders smiling, certain of victory. They had defeated thousands of planets before this. But Earth didn't send a warning. It didn't beg for peace. It sent a name, just one name. And the moment the aliens heard it, they knew. They had just declared war on the deadliest species in the galaxy. The galaxy was quiet, peaceful, or so everyone thought. Far from Earth, at the edge of human space, a massive space station floated in silence. It was called Station Argo 9. This station was built to be a meeting place for powerful species. Today, one such meeting was about to change history. Inside the main chamber of the station, leaders from Earth stood in silence. Across from them floated a tall, silver hologram. It was the ambassador of the Zarkith Empire, a powerful alien species known for its pride, weapons, and long memory. The ambassador's voice was calm, but cold. Humans, your growth must stop. You will hand over your outer colonies. In return, we will let you live as workers. Everyone in the room went still. The Earth generals clenched their jaws. The politicians looked nervous. But no one spoke. Until someone laughed. It wasn't a general. Not a president. Not a warrior. It was a janitor. In the back corner of the room stood an old man with a gray beard and a mop in his hand. His name was Eli Grant, retired soldier, forgotten hero, and now, cleaner of floors. The ambassador stared at him. You laugh in the face of your new masters? Eli dropped his mop and took one step forward. Masters, he said, you must be joking. The alien narrowed its glowing eyes. We have trained for 100 years for this war. We know your weapons. We know your tactics. You cannot win. Eli smiled. You trained for 100 years. We've survived hell for thousands. The human leaders watched, unsure if they should stop him. But something in Eli's voice made them listen. You think you've studied us? Watched us through satellites? Stolen some battle files? That means nothing. You don't understand humans. You don't understand what happens when we lose everything. When we're pushed too far. The alien raised a hand. You are a janitor. You are not authorized to speak for your species. Eli took another step forward. You think because I'm mopping a floor, I'm weak? You think we care about ranks and orders when the world is burning? No. When you hurt one of us, you wake us all. Silence. Then Eli said the words that started the war. Congratulations. You just declared war on the deadliest species in the galaxy. The ambassador blinked, and then disappeared. The hologram vanished. Suddenly, red alarms flashed across the station. Human officers shouted. Screens showed alien fleets turning in space, Zarkith warships, moving fast. Earth was under threat. The human commander, General Reese, turned to Eli. You fool. Do you know what you've done? Eli looked at him calmly. I reminded them who we are. Far above, in space, 20 Zarkith destroyers moved toward Earth's colonies. The war had begun. But this wasn't just any war. This was a war they thought they were ready for. This was a war against humans, the species that turned pain into power, fear into fury, and death into determination. And in 12 minutes, they would learn the truth. Earth wasn't ready to die. Earth was ready to fight. The silence in the galactic chamber was heavy. Even the air seemed to hold its breath. High above the stars, the Council of Alien Species had gathered. But this was not a regular meeting. No, today, they were afraid. Why? Because of the humans. Just 12 minutes. That's all it took for Earth's defense to destroy an invasion that took the galaxy 100 years to prepare. But something even more frightening was hidden behind those 12 minutes. A forgotten truth. A secret the galaxy had erased from its records long ago. But something even more frightening was hidden behind those 12 minutes. A forgotten truth. A secret the galaxy had erased from its records long ago. And now, that secret was waking up. Far below, deep in Earth's ancient deserts, a young Earth historian named Clara discovered something strange. While digging near an old satellite crash site, she found a metallic box. Not human, not old. It pulsed with soft blue light. She took it to her lab and opened it. Inside, she found alien writing, encrypted, layered, advanced. But the message inside changed everything. It read, "We tried once before, and failed. Earth is not what it seems." Clara's eyes widened. Tried before? When? As she decoded more, the truth shocked her. Thousands of years ago, before Earth had modern tools or cities, a massive alien fleet came to conquer. But something stopped them. Not Earth's technology. Not Earth's armies. Something else. Meanwhile, on the moon base of the Zarn Dominion, Supreme Commander Threk watched the reports again. Impossible, he muttered. Their world was rated primitive. How did they defend so fast? His second-in-command, Luro, entered the room. Commander, we found something. From the old invasion logs, over 4,000 years ago. Threk looked at the files. The data was corrupted, half-deleted. But one phrase remained, repeated hundreds of times in red. Do not wake the human memory. What memory? Threk demanded. Are they hiding ancient tech? Luro shook his head. No, sir. Something worse. It says their blood remembers. Back on Earth, Clara went deeper into her research. What she uncovered next chilled her. Earth wasn't the backwater world the galaxy thought it was. It was once a prison planet. Long ago, a coalition of alien empires placed dangerous species here, creatures of war, unstoppable and wild. But one of them adapted. One evolved. Humans. We were never meant to survive. We were meant to be contained. And yet, we became the dominant species. Clara whispered. We are the last weapon they tried to forget. The next day, Clara uploaded her findings to Earth's Defense Council. Within hours, panic spread. If the galaxy remembered Earth's origins, they wouldn't just attack again. They'd try to erase us. For good. Earth's leaders made a decision. Activate Project Genesis. Across hidden bases, sleeping super soldiers were awakened. Programs buried under ice, desert, and ocean powered up. And in space, near Mars, Earth's forgotten fleet, black ships with no names, no flags, opened their eyes again. The humans hadn't just won in 12 minutes by chance. They had been preparing for thousands of years. Because they remembered. And now, so would the galaxy. The aliens expected fear. Instead, Earth went quiet. No missiles. No warnings. No messages. Just silence. And for the first time, the alien generals felt something strange. Unease. High above Earth, the alien flagship, Krellin Vortex, hovered in the black. Its captain, General Tharnok, paced before the starlit glass. Why is there no response? He growled. Not even a single broadcast. His second-in-command adjusted the controls. Maybe they are surrendering without words. But Tharnok's yellow eyes narrowed. No, humans don't surrender like that. Deep underground, far below New Berlin, Earth's real response had begun. Not in the open, not with fire, but with preparation. Inside Vault 13, a hidden human military base, Commander Iris Gray stood in front of a glowing wall of old codes. She turned to the silent team behind her. We don't shout when hunted, she said softly. We hold our breath. And when they step too close, we strike harder than thunder. In space, the Zorkai fleet continued their slow, threatening approach. One by one, their ships spread across Earth's orbit, hundreds of them, blocking sunlight, covering satellites, and jamming signals. But Earth didn't scream. Earth watched and listened, waiting. In the halls of the lunar black site, something ancient stirred. A machine the size of a tower blinked alive. Its name was forgotten to most. Its function? Forbidden even in human records. But a whisper escaped the chamber as it powered on. If they seek gods, let them meet one we buried. Back on the alien mothership, Tharnok slammed his fist into the control table. This is not how they behaved in the records. Where are their weapons? Their armies. One of the Zorkai priests floated forward, his voice cold. Perhaps this is the new Earth. We waited too long. They evolved in silence. In an abandoned desert city, a single boy sat on a rooftop, staring at the sky. His radio clicked once, twice. Then a deep voice came through. They're blocking everything. Good, the boy replied. That means they're afraid of what we'll say. He looked up as the clouds turned red from the shadows of enemy ships. Then he smiled. They're not ready for what silence means here. In a hidden chamber under Antarctica, 5 old warriors stood facing a screen. Their uniforms were faded, their eyes sharp. They were once called the Last Shield. Now, they were being called again. The oldest one touched the metal wall gently. They forgot what Earth does when it's quiet. But we didn't. Back in orbit, the alien ships began deploying drop pods. Thousands of them. The invasion was starting. Still, Earth said nothing. No defense satellites fired. No human ships moved. Not even a warning. Until one drop pod exploded before it entered the atmosphere. Then a second. Then 10. Then 50. All destroyed midair. by nothing the aliens could see. Tharnak shouted, "What is this? Who is firing?" But his crew had no answer. Then, a single human voice broke into their communications, clear and calm. "You wanted Earth to scream. We don't scream. We end things." And the line went dead. At that moment, from Earth's surface, a single white beam shot upward. It didn't hit a ship. It didn't destroy anything. It marked a spot in space. A message. The Zorkai read the ancient Earth code. It translated to, "Your turn to run." The aliens didn't land with guns. They came with smiles. Bright ships. Open arms. A voice that echoed across the sky. "We come in peace." The world cheered. After centuries of looking at stars, Earth finally got an answer. The Varnak Empire, tall, graceful beings with glowing skin and perfect calm, promised friendship. They said Earth was beautiful, that humans were interesting, but humans forgot something. Predators smile too, right before they bite. The mistake happened in Geneva. World leaders stood on a shining platform as the alien ambassador approached. Cameras flashed. Billions watched live. President Helen Marlowe, brave and sharp, stepped forward to greet him. She offered a handshake. The Varnak didn't move. His golden eyes narrowed. He tilted his head. "Primitive gesture," he said coldly. Helen smiled anyway. "It's how we say hello." She didn't know. That gesture? Among the Varnak? A challenge. His bodyguards tensed. Their weapons pulsed blue. But then the ambassador did something strange. He laughed. "A mistake," he said. "We forgive you." And the moment passed. But something had already broken. That night, the skies changed. Earth's satellites began to go offline. Quietly. Randomly. No one paid attention. Until ships appeared over Alaska. Then Norway. Then Japan. Not warships. Collectors. Floating machines that swallowed power plants. Stole oceans. Harvested entire forests into glowing cubes. Earth protested. The Varnak replied, "You shook the hand of war. Now we take what we're owed." It wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a test. And humans had failed. But the Varnak didn't understand Earth. Not really. They thought humans were soft, emotional, divided, weak. They didn't know what Helen whispered when the first city fell. Then let them learn what human really means. Then let them learn what human really means. Underground bunkers came alive. Secret weapons hidden beneath schools. Satellites that weren't made to observe, but to destroy. Because long ago, Earth made a promise to itself. Never be caught unready again. And the Varnak? They made one mistake, too. They didn't run when they had the chance. It started with silence. The world had gone quiet. Power grids stolen. Skies filled with alien ships, and oceans turning black with Varnak harvesters. But silence is dangerous on Earth. Because silence means we're planning. They thought humans would beg, surrender, maybe hide in fear like other species did when the Varnak came. Instead, the humans disappeared. No surrender. No broadcast. Not a single word. The Varnak commander, High Strategist Vero, stood inside his flagship, confused. "Where are the leaders?" he asked. "Why is Earth not responding?" Then it happened. Retaliation. Not from space. Not with fleets. But with something far worse. A ghost. A Varnak cruiser above Nevada exploded. No warning. No heat signature. No missile. It just vanished. Before alarms could sound, another fell. Then a third. No human ship was seen. Only silence. Again, panic spread through the Varnak ranks. A stealth weapon? Cloaking technology? They are primitives. How? But humans weren't fighting with ships. They were fighting with memory. You see, Earth never forgot. Not Hiroshima. Not 9/11. Not the extinction warnings carved into ice and ash. Humans remembered how to fight enemies bigger than themselves. And they remembered how to disappear until it's too late. In an old desert hangar, long thought abandoned, a man known only as Kessler watched a blinking red light on a console. He didn't smile. He didn't cheer. He just muttered, "That's 3. 8 more to go." This wasn't war. This was surgical revenge. Earth didn't rise up all at once. They hit back like wolves, one bite at a time, never from the same direction. A single EMP drone launched from Antarctica disabled 3 Varnak landing pods in South America. In orbit, a satellite the Varnak believed was dead suddenly came to life, broadcasting a deafening screech of sound, a virus made of music that shattered their navigation systems. And in the darkness of deep space, Near Saturn's rings, a ship appeared. It was human, and it was laughing. Not with sound, with light. It blinked in Morse code across the vacuum. You shouldn't have come. The Varnak realized the worst thing too late. They had awakened a species that enjoyed being underestimated. The first retaliation wasn't just about weapons. It was psychological. They hit where the Varnak felt most untouchable, their pride. One Varnak general sent a warning to the emperor. They are not like the others. They do not kneel. They do not speak. They only strike. But the emperor didn't listen. He was already planning the next move. The humans would be punished. But deep inside a ruined bunker beneath Tokyo, another message was being prepared. This one wasn't in Morse code. It was in the one language every Varnak would understand. A countdown. And when it hit 0, the real retaliation would begin. The Galactic Council had decoded thousands of languages. From the growls of the Krask to the energy pulses of the Varnari, they could read almost every known pattern. But when they intercepted the transmission from Earth's last base, they were confused. The signal wasn't encrypted, it was something else entirely. It was short, just 5 lines. But the moment the Council's translators tried to read it, their AI systems crashed. Not failed, shut down completely. One engineer went pale and whispered, "This isn't a message. It's a weapon." General Vroth of the Varnari stared at the screen. "Play it." The message came again. A calm, human voice. No emotion, no anger, just a warning. If you decode this, then you've already lost. This code learns you, not the other way around. Welcome to the end. Silence followed. Even the war-hardened captains stood still. On Earth, hidden deep underground, Commander Nyla adjusted her headset. "Did they receive it?" she asked. A technician nodded. "Confirmed. All enemy signals went silent after the broadcast. Their ships are freezing mid-flight. Systems going dark." "It worked," whispered Nyla. Project Mirror worked. The human code wasn't just a message. It was an evolving AI string, a digital organism. It didn't hack systems. It adapted to them, learning every weakness, every behavior, and rewriting rules inside alien systems to obey human logic. The Council tried isolating the infection. They failed. By the time they discovered the code's learning curve, it had already started rewriting their star maps, weapon settings, even medical bots. "What kind of species designs a code that fights like a soldier?" a Zarnian war priest asked. "They don't fight with brute force," another replied. "They fight with knowledge, with understanding." In the darkest corners of space, one Council ship remained unaffected because it had shut off all contact, all signals, everything. Inside it, a young alien technician opened the file manually. He thought he was safe. And then, the screen lit up. This time, the message was different. "You opened the door. We only walked through. But now, we remember who we are." His hands trembled. He whispered, "They didn't evolve for war. They evolved after it." In one moment, without ships, without missiles, without even firing a single bullet, Earth had launched its deadliest counterattack. They called it the human code. It wasn't written in numbers. It was written in pain, survival, and memory. And now, it was rewriting the rules of war. Forever. Not like this. Across 100 galaxies, Council fleets hovered dead in space. Silent, systems dark, commanders confused. Their weapons didn't respond. Their orders didn't process. Some ships floated without power. Others obeyed new commands. Commands from Earth. But Earth didn't send armies. It sent a message. And now, every species was listening. In a lonely outpost near the edge of the Andromeda Rift, an alien child tugged at her father's hand. "Papa," she whispered, pointing at the sky. "The stars are talking." He looked up. Across the heavens, old war satellites, long abandoned by ancient civilizations, lit up one by one. Not in any known signal code, but in human Morse. Dot, dot, dash, long pause, dot, dash. In every star system, the same pattern. The message to the stars was more than just a broadcast. It was a story, a warning, a promise. And it began like this. "You thought Earth was weak. You thought we were divided. You saw our wars and laughed. You saw our pain and turned away. But you never understood one thing." Then came the image. A moving picture. Simple, quiet. Just a human mother holding her dying son during an alien bombing. She cried, then looked up, straight into the camera. "We never fight alone." All across the galaxy, Species who once feared the Council stopped hiding. On the jungle moons of Vitarian, rebel colonies lit bonfires in honor of Earth. On the underwater cities of Nyros, their queen whispered, "They are the voice we lost." Even the rogue machine worlds, those once neutral, began redirecting their signal towers toward Earth's orbit. Something had changed. Earth's message wasn't just heard, it was felt. Deep within the Council's hidden fortress, the elders watched in horror. One turned to another, his voice shaking. "They didn't send a threat." "No," said the other, "they sent a reminder." "What do we do?" There was no answer. Because for the first time in thousands of years, the Council had no control. Their ships were infected. Their logic systems now spoke in Earth's language. Their soldiers refused to fight. In a quiet corner of Earth, inside a small bunker where the war had started, Commander Nyla stood in front of a dusty camera. She looked tired, scarred, but alive. She took a breath and sent the final part of Earth's message. "We didn't ask for this war. We didn't come to conquer. But we will end what you started. And we will teach the stars one truth. Never mistake kindness for weakness." Then, in the silence of space, the stars replied. Not with weapons, not with fleets, but with light. Beacons lit up in every system. Symbols of unity, of resistance, and all of them were in one shape. The shape of Earth's flag. The galaxy had feared Earth's chaos. But now, they began to understand it. It wasn't chaos. It was something far more terrifying. Hope. And hope had gone viral.